I'd like to congratulate you guys on a pretty fantastic concert. So when did you guys start playing first?
You mean individually?
Yeah, no, together.
Oh, together. Oh, What year was it?
4 years ago?
I think it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys meet?
Well, we both were living up in the College Park area. I had actually just graduated from the University of Maryland.
Okay.
And my oboe professor at Maryland, Mark Hill, had actually played with William before. And that's actually how he found me, I think. And so that, other than that, I'm not sure.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, we had some concerts down in Mexico. The very first concerts, I think, right?
Some of our first,
Yeah.
So your professor was just like, hey, there's this guitarist, you should play with him?
Well, he knew that William was looking for an oboist, and since I had just graduated, he was like, oh, this would be, great to get, I had actually just graduated with, I was part of the fellowship quintet at Maryland. We were the very first that had ever been at Maryland. And so I was very, very much into chamber music for my master's for 2 years. And so he was just wanting me to get into more chamber music as much as I could now that I was out of school. Mm-hmm. So it was really great of him to refer me to William. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's really fantastic, especially since one of the top comments that I heard throughout like the end of the concert was like, oh, guitar and oboe. I've never really heard that before, and it's not even such a ludicrous idea, guitar and oboe. I mean, the oboe is very, maybe not in tone, but it's very similar to the flute, and flute and guitar duos are everywhere. So, like, why do you guys think maybe guitar and oboe is not as popular, and what do you think? Why do you think you guys should fight that?
It's a combination of, it's the balance. So you have to have someone with, an oboist with amazing control, like Emily, and then someone that can play loud like me. So, yeah, because otherwise the balance is a huge issue. So, yeah, I was lucky to have been trained at Peabody, where we tend to make a big sound. So that's kind of, and also there's a reedier quality. So there's a more kind of earthier quality in a way. There's a beautiful way that the oboe and the guitar fit together that I mean, I've played every guitarist alive has played with flute players, and there's some wonderful flute players out there for sure, but I don't feel that same connection with flute and guitar.
Sure. I would also add that flute in general is a more popular instrument. Yeah, an oboist is actually pretty rare to find, so there aren't very many of us, and oftentimes oboists are busy either playing in orchestras or playing in a woodwind quintet. I also play in a woodwind quintet as well, and so oboists don't even think about really playing with the guitarist, but I'm betting a lot of flutists seek out guitar players to play with. But oboists, on the other hand, there's not a lot of repertoire written for this combination, so they don't really think about it. But it's great that we can play together and show that there are either new pieces that William has commissioned or other pieces that we can kind of transcribe from flute to oboe, and it actually works out really well. So.
Yeah.
So have you two ever collaborated with any additional players, so like a trio or quartet?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think this might be like a plan for the future?
Actually, yeah, I would be very interested. I think another really interesting addition to this duo might be a voice, like guitar, oboe, and voice.
So like some Baroque music, possibly?
Possibly, or there's lots of Bach arias that are written for oboe and voice and continuo, which William can definitely play very well. So it would work really well. And I'm also interested to see if a new piece maybe that is written for voice, oboe, and guitar too. It's a very alluring combination.
Are you part of any other chamber ensembles as well?
Not unless I get a call.
He solos. He's a soloist.
Yeah, I do quite a bit of solo work. I mean, I've played Wolf Trap Opera, National Opera, chamber music, like pre-concert events with the National Symphony, and that sort of stuff. But I don't have. I mean, Emily and I are pretty much the extent of my chamber music. I do play some theorbo, some continuo playing.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, so that.
You want to tell the people that don't know what a theorbo is, what it looks like?
It's hard to miss. Mine's about 6 feet long. Some of them are even longer, and it's a single strung kind of bass lute, but it's really a cool thing. At some point, Emily and I were talking about we've used it before, and Emily's talking about Emily's so amazingly busy right now with her world famous wind quintet, wind sync. But at some point, when she has the 15 minutes, Emily might take up Baroque oboe, so we might kind of go in that direction as well. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always been a plan of mine. But yeah, as William says, I'm actually often out of town on tour, and so it's hard for us to actually rehearse, unfortunately. But we manage to get by.
I understand. So where are you? Like, so where are you two from? How far away is your home destinations?
Well,
So, like with rehearsal and stuff.
for now, I'm in Arlington, Virginia, and he's still up in Maryland, so
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
That's not terrible at all.
Yeah,
No.
but yeah, no. For my other groups, they're actually based out of town.
Okay.
So that's why I'm out of town so much. So.
Could you guys tell me more about how you guys happened to come across Aguado Guitar Concerts and how you guys were invited to play for this fantastic organization?
Sure. Well, I'm the head of the guitar program at Shepherd University, and I invited your father, Miroslav Lonchar, to play in his wonderful duo with your mother, but also he did an amazing job conducting the Fuji Concerto with William Kanegeiser. So that was 2 years ago, and I think we had a lot of fun hanging out. There was also Michael Chapdelaine there, and your father and I, we figured out there was a really nice pub that we frequented, so we got to be friends, and so we kind of stayed in touch. And then at the last festival, which was just this last year, you were there at David Russell, and so was your father. So I think we just kind of touched base, and away we went. So I'm a big fan of your dad's, so I think that was really fun. Then it was very nice to be invited to this wonderful concert series.
That's fantastic.